In the previous lecture, we discussed the structure of the Ricardian model. Today, we will solve a numerical example step by step. Our objective is to calculate opportunity cost, identify comparative advantage, determine specialization, find the range of mutual beneficial terms of trade, and explain gains from trade. Let us begin. Suppose we have two countries, country A and country B. Two goods, cloth and wine. The unit labor requirements are for country A, ALC equal to 2 and ALW equal to 4. And for country B, ALC equal to 6 and ALW equal to 3. This means in country A, producing 1 unit of cloth requires 2 units of labor, and producing 1 unit of wine requires 4 units of labor. In country B, cloth requires 6 units of labor, wine requires 3 units of labor. Now let us calculate opportunity cost. Let us now understand an extremely important concept in the Ricardian model, that is the unit labor requirement. The term ALC represents the amount of labor needed to produce 1 unit of cloth. Similarly, ALW represents the amount of labor required to produce 1 unit of wine. In simple words, the unit labor requirement tells us how many labor hours are needed to produce 1 unit of a good. Now, remember something very important. If the value of AL, that means unit labor requirement, is lower, it means the country needs fewer labor hours to produce that good, and fewer labor hours mean higher productivity. So we can say lower unit labor requirement implies higher labor productivity. However, international trade does not depend only on productivity levels. Trade depends on opportunity cost, which is determined by the ratio of unit labor requirements. So even if a country is more productive in both goods, what matters for trade is the relative labor requirement, that is the opportunity cost. And this distinction between productivity and opportunity cost is the key foundation of Ricardian model. Let us explain this opportunity cost. for country A and country B, step by step. Step 1. Opportunity cost in country A. Opportunity cost of cloth in country A, that means OCA equal to ALC by ALW, that is 2 by 4 equal to 0.5 units of wine. This means to produce 1 unit of cloth, country A sacrifices 0.5 units of wine. Now calculate opportunity cost of wine, that is OCW in country A, equal to 4 by 2, that is ALW by ALC ratio, equal to 2 units of cloth. Now let us do the same for country B. Step 2. Opportunity cost in country B. The opportunity cost of cloth in country B, OCCB, equal to 6 by 3, that is equal to 2 units of wine. And opportunity cost of wine equal to denoted by OCWB equal to 3 by 6 equal to 0.5 units of cloth. So now we compare opportunity cost. Comparative advantage depends on lower opportunity cost. Now in step 3, we identify comparative advantage. Compare opportunity cost of cloth in country A equal to 0.5 units of wine, and in country B opportunity cost of cloth equal to 2 units of wine. Since 0.5 is lower than 2, country A has comparative advantage in cloth. Now compare opportunity cost of wine in country A. It is equal to 2 units of cloth, whereas in country B opportunity cost of wine equal to 0.5 units of cloth. Since 0.5 units of cloth in country B is less than the 2 units of cloth in country A, therefore the country B has comparative advantage in wine. Therefore, country A specializes in cloth, country B specializes in wine. Let us now understand this diagrammatically carefully. First, look at this straight line. This is the production possibility frontier or PPF. It shows all maximum possible combination of cloth and wine that the country can produce using its given labor and technology. Because we are in the Ricardian model with constant opportunity cost, the production possibility frontier is straight line. Now let us discuss the specialization pattern under trade. Once trade is allowed, each country will specialize in production the good in which it has comparative advantage. From our earlier calculation, we found that country A has comparative advantage in cloth because its opportunity cost of cloth is lower. Similarly, country B has a comparative advantage in wine because it sacrifices fewer units of cloth to produce wine. And therefore, under trade, country A will specialize in cloth and country B will specialize in wine. This specialization is complete in the Ricardian model because opportunity cost is constant and the production possibility frontier is straight line. As a result, each country allocates all its labor to the production of its comparative advantage good. This leads to an important outcome, that is, total world output increases. When each country focuses on what it does relatively better, global production becomes more efficient, and this increase in total output forms the basis of gains from trade. Now, in step 4, that is the range of terms of trade. For both countries to gain, the international relative price must lie between their production, their opportunity cost. Opportunity cost of cloth in country A is equal to 0.5 units of wine, and in country B opportunity cost of cloth is equal to 2 units of wine. Therefore, international price of cloth must satisfy this condition. That is, price ratio, the price of cloth divided by price of wine, PC by PW, lies between 0.5 and 2. And this is the mutually beneficial terms of trade. Now, if the price lies in this range, then both countries gain. Now, let us understand why this range ensures mutual benefit. Why this price range works? If international price equals 1 wine per cloth, this is the international price, 1 wine per cloth. Then country A gains because domestically 1 cloth costs 0.5 wine. Internationally, it gets 1 wine so it receives more than domestic opportunity cost. So country A gains from trade. Similarly, country B also gains from trade. In country B gains because domestically 1 cloth costs 2 wine. Internationally, it pays only 1 wine. So it pays less than domestic cost. Thus, both countries benefit. Now let us examine production under specialization. Under trade, country A devotes all labor to cloth and country devotes all labor to wine. Let us suppose total labor equal to 60 units in each country. Therefore, country A can produce maximum cloth which is equal to 60 by 2 equal to 30 units. Country B maximum wine to be produced with the 60 units of labor equal to 60 by 3 equal to 20 units of wine. World production increases compared to autarky. Now let us compare this with autarky. In autarky, each country produces both goods, but under specialization, total cloth increases, total wine increases. This is the production gain from trade. Let us examine consumption gain. Suppose international price is defined as 1 unit of cloth equal to 1 unit of wine. Country A exports 10 cloth and it receives 10 wine. Country A can now consume 20 cloth and 10 wine. 20 units of cloth and 10 units of wine. Under autarky, this bundle was not possible. Thus, consumption lies beyond production possibility frontier. This is the domestic production possibility frontier. And consumption lies beyond this PPM. Similarly, country B gains. Let us summarize the numerical findings. That is the final results. Country A has comparative advantage in cloth. Country B has comparative advantage in wine. Specialization increases world output and mutual beneficial terms of trade lies between 0. In our example 0.5 from 0.5 to 2. This condition. And both countries gain in production and consumption. We will discuss relative supply and relative demand in our next lecture. Let us now focus on something very important from the examination point of view. Whenever you face a numerical question based on the Ricardian model, you should follow a clear and structured approach. Step 1. Always begin by writing the unit labor requirements clearly. That means write down ALC, ALW for both countries. This shows that you understand the given data. Next, step 2. Calculate opportunity cost for each good in both countries. Remember, opportunity cost is the ratio of unit labor requirements. In step 3, compare the opportunity cost to identify comparative advantage. The country with lower opportunity cost in a good has comparative advantage in that good. In step 4, determine the specialization pattern. State clearly which country will specialize in which good. And in step 5, write the range of mutual beneficial terms of trade. The international price must lie between the opportunity cost of the two countries. And last but not the least, step 6, explain the gains from trade. Mention both production gain and consumption gain. If you follow this structured sequence, your answer will be logically complete and will help you secure full marks in numerical questions. Always remember, clarity and structure matter as much as calculation. Now, as we come to the end of today's lecture, let us briefly consider some important conceptual questions that are often asked in Viva examinations also. These questions may appear simple, but they test whether you truly understand the logic of the Ricardian model. Let us go through a few common examiner trap questions and see how they should be answered correctly. Let us begin with the first and most common questions. If one country has absolute advantage in both goods, will trade occur? The answer is yes. Trade will still occur if opportunity cost differ. Absolute advantage refers to higher productivity, but comparative advantage depends on lower opportunity cost. Even if one country is more productive in both goods, it will specialize in the good where its relative sacrifice is lower. Therefore, trade is determined by comparative advantage, not absolute advantage. The second question, does higher productivity automatically mean comparative advantage? No. Answer is no. Higher productivity alone does not guarantee comparative advantage. Comparative advantage depends on the ratio of unit labor requirements, that is opportunity cost. A country may be more productive in both goods but still have comparative advantage only in the good where its opportunity cost is relatively lower. Next, question number 3. Why is specialization complete in the Ricardian model? The answer of this question is specialization is complete because opportunity cost is constant. The production possibility frontier is a straight line. Once the international price differs from the domestic opportunity cost, the country allocates all its labor to the good in which it has comparative advantage. Therefore, specialization becomes complete. Let us turn into question number 4. What happens if the international price lies outside the opportunity cost range. If the international price is below the lower opportunity cost, the country with lower cost will not specialize in that good. If the price is above the higher opportunity cost, the other country will not specialize. Therefore, trade will not occur. For mutual benefit, the price must lie between the two opportunity costs. The next question, can a country that is less efficient in producing both goods still gain from trade? Answer is yes. Even if a country is less productive in both goods, it can still gain from trade if it has comparative advantage. That's very important. In at least one good. Comparative advantage depends on relative efficiency, not absolute efficiency. Therefore, trade benefits both countries. If you clearly understand these concepts and these conceptual distinctions, especially the role of opportunity cost, you will be well prepared for both written examinations and viva. Thank you for your attention.